Thing, you're a handful. Hello, Steve White, Steve Artsy 9. Well, I had a little thing I want to talk about today. Okay, so I have been an Addams Family fan my whole life, and I always wanted a thing. I'd seen a few generic things around over the years, usually just hands that someone had just molded a hand, and they were just sort of being either sold as or used as things. Sometimes they were like that rubbery sort of sticky sort of rubber plastic that was heavy and thick and solid, or it'd be like a hollow sort of hand that someone had done a mold and just poured some plastic into, and they just sort of be sold as unofficial things. But now we got one from Wednesday, because Wednesday, of course, they wanted to IP merchandising, of course, had to distinguish their thing from the original thing, and they put all these nice little stitches all over him. And the idea was he's covered in scars and they're all sewn up with stitches, and that will make it look different and identifiable from the other things that have come out before. Because the thing in the original Addams Family was like a hand and a forearm in a box or wherever it could stick out. And the thing in the movies was a disembodied hand, much like this one. And that was pretty much the perfect thing. And I think actually the cartoon, it was a disembodied hand as well, but that might have come after the film, I think. Yeah, the later one, not the original Hanna-Barbera one. That was the hand and forearm in a box, or wherever it could stick out of. But yeah, so in order to have their 25% different elements, so they could say, no, this is our thing we're selling, not your thing, they decided to put scars and stitches all over the thing to make it theirs. Now, I think someone did an official one. There's a licensed one, because I've seen a box with Wednesday on the picture of the side of the box and all that. But then I saw this one for sale. It was like $12. I'm like, how did I not know about this? How did I not have a thing? How can I not have a thing? I have to get it, so I ordered it. And unfortunately, there's an issue which I did not consider, because I looked at it and I thought, you know what? The original looks like a solid piece that's painted, and this will probably just be plastic and not painted, or if it is painted, it won't be painted as well as the original. But I'm like, it's a disembodied hand that's literally been cut off a body and is looking a bit rough. It's got stitches and cuts and everything. So if the paintwork isn't very good, I think it'll just add to the authenticity of it. So I wasn't too bothered. And then I got it and I found this little problem. They have basically flattened out the bottom. They've treated the top of the hand like a bottom of the figure. Like when you get a plastic figure and it's like hollow plastic, because I think the original piece was solid, there has to be like a spot basically where there's like a hole. And normally when you have a figure it's on the bottom's flat and you have the hole there. And they've looked at this, I think, like as a hand that's holding, like it's going to hold things like this. And apparently not realizing that it's supposed to be displayed like this, and it's going to be running around like this all the time, and there's no way to not notice this big hole. And the fact that this is flat, you can kind of forgive, because the idea is that it's just cut off, and the idea that it's like a sort of a sharp, flat sort of edge kind of is understandable. You can kind of forgive it, but the hole is just no. So I'm just really disappointed, because why they didn't just do it on one of the fingers, because these are the stands, the thumb and the four fingers, the tips of them are the stand that it stands on. So they should have had one of these having that hole, and it should have been made like this, and that should have been sculpted like the original one. How they didn't think of that. They've got a sculpted round piece with rounded stump and everything, and instead of just putting a hole in one of the flat, I just don't understand how someone did this, but they did. I just wanted to let anyone know, if they're getting the one from eBay, they're getting the cheaper $12 one or whatever it is, not the official Wednesday one. This is the problem, and it's just unnecessary. It didn't have to be. I mean, they probably couldn't match the paint or whatever, something like that. There could have been issues like that, but I didn't expect this issue. Now, my solution is, being as that's his stump where his hand was cut off, it's a bit of an ouchie. So I thought, you know what, I'll just put a little band-aid on there, and that'll hide the hole, and maybe some people might think it's funny. It's like, oh, he's a severed hand and he's got a band-aid, where it was cut off. but it does stand out less than the whole. So I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of my thing. And yeah, just be warned, if you buy a thing in the wild, chances are, unless it's official merchandise from Wednesday, it's going to have a hole. And you don't want a hole in your thing. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, ding the bell, maybe even look on my channel for videos. I'm going to go. Bye.